Hello there YouTube, this is Sobos and Bits back at it again with another Inkbound daily. Today is the solo daily for December 1st, and today we will be playing Weaver, going from Vengewood into Proving Grounds and then up against Runestone. We've got a relatively simple set here. We have Paper Tigers, which gives us a 50% bonus damage multiplier, which on Weaver is great. We also get 3 tiny Heartstones, which actually gives us like a lot of sets. It's exceptionally good for us, even if we just end up grinding them or something like that. And then, of course, last 2 waves of any combat spawn at once can actually get a little bit spicy on Weaver, since Weaver doesn't always have a good solution to dealing with a lot of enemies on screen at once. Of course, if we get the increased AoE of Stitch, or we get an AoE thread on our Ascension for our 1, that sort of helps out. Or if we just get a skill, Drafted Binding, that solves our AoE for us, that can also help considerably. Something like T-Bolt or Cleave can technically fit the bill. We've got options. And they're going to put us in Everfrost set, which I really don't appreciate, but I guess here we are. Alright. Well, there's the widened Stitch right there. That's pretty good. So is further wider here. Is it just another Ambush Weaver again? It might just be another Ambush Weaver again. We do start with quite a bit of DR. We can almost get Warden 2 pretty easily. We do have access to the best shielding Augs in the game. So we could very well take this Rosy Thorn here and just get 2 stacks of Spite. It's not much, but it could end up being something in the future. It's kind of a prospective pick, whereas like getting 2 Will on this fight will pretty much solve it for us, especially with stuff that we have in play. I suppose too with Paper Tigers, maybe going for a DR route isn't exactly the best, but they'd take a lot of spikes damage if we did. I think we're going to be fine taking a widened Stitch here, and go ahead, just give me 2 vaults. I consider the money, again, because of the fact that our inventory is mostly full here. We're probably not going to be able to carry these for long. Guess I didn't even need the 2 will. Did I use an extra will? I don't know. Sea Trickle seems pretty good. Unearthed Relic seems very good. I'm gaining shield, gain Omni damage until the end of the turn. We gain shield so long as we have something threaded. So that's plus 20% more damage. It can even like rack up pretty quickly. Unfortunately, this shielding here is the same shielding that we get just for having things threaded. I don't think it's separate, actually. Maybe it's worth looking into, because it's pretty good. Yeah, we might go with that. It's a lot more exciting than going with Ambush for the 20,000th time. Or we could just go Ambush for the 20,000th time. I'll take Decayed Binding, why not? None of these really give us AoE. If we reduce the cooldown on Stitch, that'll solve AoE for us. We won't really have to worry about it anymore. So do we go for Incendiary? Not entirely sure. I don't know if Restoration can keep up with Paper Tigers. And I don't think we need money. So the question is am I taking Incendiary just to help me boss? Does take care of swarmers if we get a little bit more, like, omni damage or magic damage. If we're doing it just to take care of swarmers, I'd almost want grenade instead. This should be good enough. It should be good enough. Take a binding empowerment. I want cooldown reduction on Stitch. Cooldown reduction on Incendiary means we get it every turn. That's good enough for me. Gonna take an uncommon augment. Again, we're looking for that cooldown reduction. It'll just allow us to be able to use it twice in a turn, which will make it our solution to AoE. We definitely could have gotten through that without having to take that orb. We should be fine, though. These biters have, oh, they had less health. No, they still do. I'm thinking, I'm forgetting about paper tigers. Oh my goodness, look at this thread here. It's so perfect. But yeah, with paper tigers, I guess we can just kill stuff with thread. That won't last till the late game, though. Something to note. And just pick that up. There's a smoke bomb. We kind of don't need a smoke bomb anymore, though. We have something to clear our trash. We could definitely go for blink. Thinking about where we would want to put our purples. Purple on Incendiary for bonus damage versus burn seems decent. Purple here. Well, I guess the purples are like cooldown reduction already on these guys. So blink making orbs is actually worse than the double CDR on Constrict or the double CDR on Stitch. So if that's the case, do we need Grasp in order to help with our single target? Probably. Yeah. Okay, what are we looking at here? This is probably a reroll. Not against scattered samples personally, but I also... There's another ambusher that brings us up to Ambusher 4. We can grind this, put us at 4. Have they offered us like 3 Rosy Thorns, or am I just insane? I'll take that. We will be able to grind it. We're going to have access to 2 grinders this map. Oh my good lord, you're going to give me Thickened Threads next to Quicken Stitch? Come on, man. Come on. Quicken Stitch is just better for us, so we're going to go ahead and we'll take it. But Thickened Threads is kind of insane. Like, by rate, it's a terrible blue augment because it doesn't increase your damage by... What would it be? It doesn't increase it by 100%, but it gets close enough and hits 60. So as long as you have an extra 10% somewhere, like just 10% magic magic damage from something like, what is it? Stroke of Genius? Then you're taking out swarmers in the early game, and that's pretty good. Of course, again, we have paper tigers, so it's different for us, but... That'll help considerably. Do we need another uncommon augment now? We could reduce the cooldown of Grasp. That's something that we have available. Or, hold up, is negative CDR blue on Grasp? I think it might be, actually. Really wish there was a way to check this stuff. Otherwise, at this point, the only real good greens that we have available to us is reducing cooldown again on Incendiary, or getting critical threads. So I'm not sure that I actually feel good about uncommon augments. Now, if we had blue augments, that'd be a different thing entirely. So let's get some money. It'll allow us to fish for some good stuff later. What is this? A barrier potion? Come on, man. That'll probably help us with luck, though. Thank you. There we go. Set you up over here, hit you with one of these. You're pretty much dead due to burn. I keep forgetting to check how much we get here. It's only 20, yeah. So that's not independent from our passive here. But still, plus 20% damage is still something. You are very annoying. Alright. They have pretty much given us maximum burden if we've wanted it. Misting Bells is kind of nice. It does give us another way to get shielding, but I'm not really too keen on that, to be honest. Let's go ahead and re-roll this. Feeling any of this either. If we have a big grilling cache, we can afford to reroll to our heart's content here. This at least has Ambusher. In fact, when we grind this, we're going to have Ambusher 6. He said he didn't want to do another Ambusher run. Is doing an Ambusher run. Debating that green og there. I don't think it's something that we want. All this is pretty garbage, honestly. We could reroll. See if we actually... Okay. Station Grade Klaxon? Maybe. 2 unearthed relics is kind of silly. I don't think that these are ever going to be good together. Like, at least we can offset the shadow. Shrug. I think just buying a station grade Klaxon and grinding it after this is definitely worth it for us. And then we'll probably also grind most, if not all, of these tiny hardstones. Burden Sprout is also somewhat notable, but just not good enough for us right now. Crimson Quillfish is plus physical damage. Okay. Suppose I could have set that up better. I'm gonna take the mark off when I hit you here. Unless for whatever reason... I would much rather thread. Kind of hurting in the damage department, apparently. We have one more turn of Ambusher, and then we pretty much have nothing. We're going to take 3 turns just to phase Lusk here. That's not very good. Really don't want to take all this damage. Unfortunately, we do so much damage that we can't use them for Stitch. And if we can somehow figure out how to kill you this turn, that's good for us. I don't think we're going to kill you this turn. Definitely going to get you next turn, though. One extra turn. It is what it is, I guess. Plus 60 damage to Constrict is pretty freaking good. Critical Grasp, we really don't have any precision right now, so that's kind of... It's kind of terrible. Cross Stitch definitely helps our AoE nuke. We haven't really been suffering with AoE. I don't know, like what else are we going to put in here? Prepared? The CDR? Maybe. Take the 60. Get rid of the damage scaling? Like, it might still work. Otherwise, just almost doubling its damage seems good to me. That'll future-proof it a little more. It was probably the threading, though, especially with the AoE. We thread one thing, all of a sudden we can tie everything together. But then we would definitely want the CDR there, because then once they're all together and threaded, then you just keep smacking so, and it does a lot. I don't care about you. You or you. We'll keep one of you. You managed to get us through that boss fight with only taking -1 health, which I appreciate. Correct move was probably to grind it. After all, we're kind of hoping not to take damage during Paper Tigers. We don't need to use the orb, so we won't. This is pretty suffer. Oh, jeez. This is probably fine. Who is blowing up my Discord right now? Allegedly only one person? That was not one ping. Anyway, sorry about that. Well, Sewing Stitch isn't bad. We kind of want to keep that purple though. Let's get some critical threads. It might do something. Probably not during the Runestone fight. You being available every turn and being free is good for us. On start of turn, Hex was also another good augment that we could have taken. Okay, what the frick? We're gonna try that. We are pretty rich. Let's hit the Carver's Refuge. If we can find another Ambusher, that'd be pretty big for us. Problem is that we're at the point of the game where finding another Ambusher isn't really something that happens. What did I tell you? Okay. I'm willing to bite. Give me another rare augment. I'm about it. We like blues. If we can get more prepared, so that'd be huge. God, these barricade blotters are really like cramping my style. And playing with my damage is a lot like playing with my emotions. Stop playing with my emotions. There's not 4 waves here. Did I accidentally take a normal battle? Uh-oh. It's a big uh-oh if true. No, we earned 3,000. Why was that hard fight only 3 waves? We could actually get Molten here for more bonus damage. I'm kind of about it. Like, we could reroll for something else, but Inflict +1 stack of marked. Now we're talking. Defensive Constrict would kind of make us bulletproof. And then we also get Unearthed Relic to do something. We'll take Defensive Constrict. Why not? And here's our AoE here. Each attached thread grants +10 Omni damage. To be honest, that's probably best, even if we lose the damage. Weave is very good at keeping the damage, and also, well, +30 Omni damage, which means that it's better versus like single target fights. We're probably not going to get controlled weaving during this fight, so just getting like 10 Omni damage for free is pretty good. I almost think that weave needs a little bit of a bump, but there are cases where I actually want to take it, so it's kind of hard to say that, like definitively, that it needs help. I actually don't know what I'm doing here. Getting rid of this tiny heartstone, perhaps? Or we could get a double vault. Oh, but a rare augment. Oh. We'll go here, find something to throw in there. A green vault is more likely to roll an ambusher. We got this jankiness anyways. Go ahead, vacuum seal you guys. That was through the DR? Holy shit. Holy moly. You guys are actually being very nice to me right now. What's the catch? What's your plan? Like, seriously, just being able to ignore that DR is kind of crazy. None of these... Oh, we're not looking at that. There we go. That's an ambusher. That Flameo is kind of tempting, but I think that we can get a Molten out of here. We actually can't. I'm looking at how much money we have. Well, I think we take the Ambusher. Like, gaining the plus 50% damage and 2 will every turn is just too huge. Or is gaining crits on everything better than... Because then that opens the purple crit augs for us. I think we use more bindings than would make that actually... Get rid of Alumas. not willing to take the time to consider that. Okay, again, we cannot afford to reroll here. The boss is barely going to give us enough money. I guess I take an Urmogs. It's going to do something. Another grinder here. I think that's this tiny Heartstone, personally. Everything else here is pretty good. Or, do we really even need this at all? Let's hit this Sea Breach. Get a little bit spicy with it. Make a little bit more money. Oh! I think a random blue is what we're looking for. It's probably going to hit something that we don't want it to hit. This is probably a leave. This one looks pretty bad. The other alternative is, can the game still overstack augments? Is that bug still here? Because getting another... Well, we can't get cooldown. We can't get AoE. So what's the green here? Is it just damage? I don't even remember. Is it shielding? It'd be pretty sick if we got 3 shieldings on it. Here we could get -1 cooldown, plus burn, plus crit burn. Like, that'd be kind of sick. All greens here would be... You know what? Let's... Okay. Okay. We got -1 base cooldown on Grasp. I'm fine with that. That also makes purples more likely to hit our other skills, so we got that going for us. Just taking a look here. Counselor's Ledger is obviously pretty good. It's 2 will. Otherwise, not really excited about anything here. If we would have taken Blink, then those Tracker's Cleats might have been pretty notable, simply due to the fact that it would make us a blur every turn for free. Like, that's a pretty good thing to add to your character sheet. What is the other? On 5 or more enemies, or on all enemies. Why are you all the way over here? That is my question to you. Pull would have been pretty good right here, too. I honestly put you in the wrong freaking location. I mean, we don't walk away from that, I believe. I'll even crit that sucker. Alright. Thanks for huddling in. God, I really should remember to use all my skills before picking that up. I think that maybe Uluma's was better than this guy right here. Come on, man. We at least got him. That's one extra turn. Yikes. I think that T for 2 is better than a Tiny Heartstone. We currently have Warden 4. That is something to note. Not too concerned about it personally. Pile of tiles. Like, honestly, these were pretty garbage. I'll take the T for 2. Grind the Tiny Heartstone. Pretty much how I see it. Absolutely not. Harpoon. Sure, we'll deal double damage and possibly even more if we actually crit. There's the crit chance. Seamless Threads is probably actually better, though, than bonus crit chance here, because it's just going to constantly be taking these off cooldown so that we can use them. Because at the end there, we just spam Loom repeatedly, and we would prefer not to spam Loom repeatedly. It is our weakest skill. Arguably one of the weakest skills in the entire game. Not Loom itself, but, you know, it's dealing 25 damage. That said, I think we're pretty good for Runestone. Famous last words. Ka-chunk. Leash everything. Pretty much destroy everything. Alright. Not really seeing anything exciting here. Like, technically, Unic Charge does stuff for us. Crystallarium does quite a bit for us. Buffs our slow damage, buffs our incendiary damage. We kind of appreciate that. Study of Windsong, we don't really have like a lot of crit here, but at least we get a chance for Marked. Is kind of what I'm looking at here. We might end up with Fabled. And we have just low enough money that we can't even... Oh my good lord. Okay, yeah, we're good for Runestone. Nobody worry. We're good. Seamless Constrict. So how do we make Constrict look baller? Joke. We can't. Study of Windsong is pretty much it. So we're going to get rid of our Tiny Heartstone. Pick up a Study of Windsong. And then we grind something. Nothing here's doing anything for us. Like, I guess the special issue stabilizer gives us an extra 10 frostbite damage to the whopping 2 frostbite that we put down. Like, cool. If we want to do that, we need to open this first. We might as well find this. Needles. Needles is kind of nice. Hilariously late Dust Scythe and Dice of Fates. Sure. Out of the principle. Then let's pick up that Windsong. Gives us a little bit of extra crit damage on top of it. Oh, we already looked here. I don't need to show you guys that. You don't want to look at that shit anyways. Start at the top here. Oh my god, we got the 30% chance multiple times? It really is a shame we didn't get that Molten 3 for the bonus damage. Oh well. We're still gonna burn you alright. That's actually the shame right there. We really can't one-round you? Oh, man. You're embarrassing me and I'm playing the Thread Wizard. Don't do... Don't. Don't. Gonna just fish for some crits here. And we got nothing. Okay, this phase is easier. Famous last words. We're definitely not getting the multi-mark like we did the first time, that's for sure. With that and that. Now you're marked. You will phase. And we have the movement that this is fine. We'll be able to get down to him. I could have gotten some more burnout here. That would have been better. Okay, that full blocks me. I was concerned. I also accidentally threaded you, which was kind of a big mistake. Because it's having my damage to the big boy. I think we're going to lose health here. And more importantly, the turn. Maybe we won't lose the turn. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're going to lose a turn. And it's by that much. One will, basically. That is unfortunate. Oh, man. So we lost a turn on every boss. Oof. Well, what are you going to do? I think that we tried our best. I admittedly did not use my orbs correctly. It's possible that we lost due to orbs alone. Perhaps the jank of taking three uncommons on Harpoon. Yeah, could be a number of things, but I think that we still played it like relatively well. I don't know. Hopefully you guys found it educational or at least entertaining. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put that down in the comments below. And until next time, I will catch you guys around.